Met you in the sun, saw my plans come undone, 'cause I knew you were the one. So we, from Paris on one knee, with a letter and a ring, got married in the spring. And the day I met you, I think I met myself.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and can I just begin by saying how excited I am to be back home. If you are not new to my channel, then you may have realized that over the past couple of weeks, I have taken a brief leave from YouTube, and that was due to circumstances, not choice. My family and I traveled 7 hours to go visit my father and stepmom for Thanksgiving, and my father had recently had a surgery. And while we were there for Thanksgiving, we realized that he just was not recuperating very well. He was sick, he wasn't feeling well, he ended up back in the hospital. And so Nick and I decided that Nick was going to go home with the children and I was going to stay behind for a few days, help my father recuperate, help him get better, and then fly home. Well, over the course of that week, things took a turn for the worse. My father ended up being airlifted to another hospital 3 hours away. He was put into a medically induced coma to try to help him get over all the things that were beating his body down. And I just spent a lot of days sitting in the ICU waiting room, in the ICU rooms, trying to get answers about what was going on with him, trying to figure out the best plan to get him better. And it was just really emotional and long, honestly. Thankfully, he is doing better at this point. He is home, he is recuperating, and I think that we are good to go. But I just flew back home on Saturday after being away from my family for over a week, and I am so glad to be home. Nick was a trooper while I was gone, and he managed the house, the kids, extracurriculars, science night at school, etc. You name it, he did it. We had some great friends that did help out with dinners, and my mother-in-law was able to help a few days. But when Mama's gone, there's just a lot to handle. And I felt so bad for him trying to run a business and handle all of that, but he did it like a trooper, and I am so thankful for him. But now that I am home, we are back to normal everyday life, and I'm going to tackle the mess of this house.
We're not gonna leave, but I can't get enough of what you do to me. We're not in a rush. We're not gonna leave, but I can't get enough of what you do to me. And I know we've got our whole lives, no ending this inside. Darling, all I wanna do is be with you. And I know we've got our whole lives, no ending this inside. Darling, all I wanna do is be with you tonight. Yeah, yeah, be with you tonight.
Watching this footage back is cracking me up because if this isn't mom life, then I don't know what is. Honestly, cleaning with little kids, you all know if you're moms, it's like a hamster wheel. You do it and it's undone, and you do it and it's undone, and you do it and it's undone, and that's just how it is with young children. But I loved watching this footage back because it just clearly depicted my life on a daily basis, and it honestly cracked me up. I'm gonna put my pillow back.
How come love was simpler when I could barely stand? Worrying was harder when I had to hold your hand. 'Cause my 2 feet hadn't yet learned how to walk. My own voice hadn't yet come out to talk. But I knew love because I knew you. And I believe that everything you told me would come out true. Love is patient, love is kind. Love delights in the truth and is all you need to find. But as I grew older, I learned to complicate things you made so simple, and I did some things I hate. And I became so afraid of making mistakes, 'cause one heartful is all that it takes to make you question the man you thought you'd be. I began to question the bright things you see in me. Love is patient, love is kind. Love doesn't keep a record of what's behind. I've heard my strength comes from your joy.
Now, I'm sure I'm not the only one that as I'm cleaning, I think of a million different things that I need to clean. And on this day, all of the things running through my head were becoming a little bit overwhelming because I didn't just have like the daily task to do, but I had like a running list of areas I needed to organize, rooms I needed to clean, etc. running through my mind. So instead of just letting all of that weigh me down, I figured I would take a moment, go to my dry erase board on my refrigerator and make a list of the things that I need to tackle, not necessarily today, but in the upcoming weeks. So that freed my mind space and let me go ahead and get on with the cleaning that I had at hand.
You say, throw your light on me. You'll become the man you want to be. My love will never fail you. No, I will never fail you. And always remember, love is kind, love is patient, love is kind, love is kind, love hides the truth, it's all you need to find. Love is kind, love is.
Y'all, I can't make this stuff up. Last night we had carry out, and I guess we left the salt shaker sitting in the living room, which was an unfortunate mistake on our part. But the little ones found it, and they poured salt, an entire shaker of salt, all over the table, and they were driving their cars in it. So that was fun. And honestly, I just left this mess for them to play in until I was ready to deal with it because it's just salt. It can't make that big of a mess, right?
I think we may be on the wrong side of Pasadena, and the grass ain't no shade greener. It's just a little detour from the place we set out for when we left the church last Easter, singing hallelujah preacher. I know just what I ought to do. I'm gonna count my blessings like I never dropped out of school.
So this bathroom needed some serious attention. This is our half bath that is located just off of our kitchen, and on a normal daily basis, I clean this every day. But Nick said over the course of the week that he had not touched it. So the vanity, the cabinets, the countertops, the toilet, everything, the mirror, was just disgusting. It had fingerprints, toothpaste, you name it, it had it. So I am just going through and giving it a good, thorough, deep cleaning. I am using my Thieves multi-purpose cleaner. I use it on almost every surface in my home, as well as pulling out some Lysol for that dirty toilet. And then I also used my Norwex window cloth to clean our mirror.
If I'm living it right, as the kids these days would say, so I'm gonna count my blessings like I never dropped out of school. I'm gonna give forgiveness like I got nothing left to lose.
Can we all just take a moment and laugh at the state of this room? The kids destroyed it. You may notice that the pillows that we were fighting about in the front room, they now pulled into the main living space. So I'm just going to start tackling this room. I have put lunch at the table. I'm hoping they'll sit down and eat. And I'm just going to try to get this salty, messy room clean.
I hope we end up on the right side of Pasadena. What we say is always easy when it's just what we aim to do. But I guarantee if it's just left up to me, I'll be tripping on my feet, trying to turn myself around. Oh yes, I guarantee if it's just left up to me, I'll be tripping on my feet, trying to turn myself around.
No sign of anything broken, no trace of blood on the rug. And I feel a new kind of burning, I'm kind of liking the way that it hurts. Someone call the doctor, someone call the nurse, someone call the preacher man before I hit the turn. Loaded love, loaded love. Can't get enough, can't get enough. Can't get enough of that loaded love. Loaded love.
This cabinet was actually one of the extra things that I had written on my dry erase board that I told myself I wasn't going to get to until later in the week. But the boys had pulled some toys out from under here, and so I figured since I kind of had to organize it anyways, I would just go ahead and tackle it. But as you can see, I have 3 boys home now at this point. My kindergartner just got home from school. They are finishing up lunch, and they are all kind of whiny and clingy. We had a busy night last night and did not get home until super late, so they're all kind of tired. So we had to take a brief moment and do a little bit of snuggling before I could finish cleaning.
Can't get enough of that loaded love. Loaded love. Can't get
So I have really enjoyed decorating my home for Christmas this year, and I have documented that entire series on my channel. I kind of took my channel room by room and decorated each space, and I went for a very rustic neutral farmhouse Christmas style this year. So if you would like to check any of those videos out, I will link the playlist in the description box below.
someone call the nurse, someone call the preacher man before I hit the dirt. Can't get enough, can't get enough. Can't get enough of that loaded love. Loaded love. Can't get
I know you're moving on up to the east side where your heart can come alive, and I will stay on the sidelines for now. Change
So I just put the babies down for nap, and now it's time to clean up the post-lunch mess, and honestly, the post-lunch kitchen mess. That's the thing about cleaning your kitchen. I always clean it first thing in the morning, but then by midday, it's always a mess again. So I'm just gonna tackle that before I sit down to have some lunch myself. So I always get a lot of questions about the rug underneath my kitchen table. A lot of people want to know if I recommend having a rug under a table with a lot of children and if I can actually keep it clean. And the answer is yes. I have had zero issue keeping this rug clean. Honestly, I feel like it actually makes the process of cleaning up after dinner a little bit easier because the rug catches all of the crumbs and stuff, and then we can just vacuum it up instead of having to sweep after every meal. And I think it all really just depends on the color of rug you choose, etc. This one, where it has lots of different like tones of blue, you really cannot see any stains on it, and I've only had to use the carpet cleaner on it one time, and we've owned it for over a year now. So I would highly recommend it. I actually purchased this one off of Rugs USA, and they always have a ton of great deals.
Throw your sticks and those stones right here at my iron bones, 'cause I'm taking more than you know, and you cannot break me or shake me down. Go on, take a stab at my heart, sharpen all the knives you got, 'cause I'm bulletproof from a shot, and you won't escape me or fake me out. I'm ready, ready, I'm ready for ya. I'm ready. 'Cause I'm fearless, fearless, fearless. Yeah, I'm fearless, fearless, fearless.
So honestly, before we ever left for Thanksgiving, I needed to mop drastically, and so now that I am back, I really need to mop. So right now, I'm just filling up my O-Cedar with some water, and I'm adding some Thieves essential oil. I go back and forth on what I mop with, but I always add Thieves of some sort, whether it be the all-purpose cleaner or just the oil. I just love the smell of it, and I love the fact that it adds a little bit of immunity boosting properties to my floor as I'm cleaning. And honestly, there is nothing like my O-Cedar mop, especially if you have hardwood floors. It's so easy to just wring out the excess water and really just like scrub the dirty parts of your floor. I love this mop, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I'm fearless, fearless, fearless. Come on, take this, baby, I'm ready.
A day of cleaning would not be complete without laundry of some sort. This is just one of many loads that I need to accomplish today, but I'm going to go ahead and take a moment, watch some YouTube videos, and get this folded. I cannot tell you how good it feels to have this main space back under control. It took me all day today, and I was not able to accomplish the basement or the upstairs like I was hoping, but that is all in another day. So with that being said, there's going to be a lot of cleaning motivational videos coming your way, as well as a few more Thriftmas style videos as well. If you missed any of the Christmas videos, like I said, I'm going to link that playlist in the description box below. I would love for you to check those out. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and I would love to have you subscribe to my channel and join me on this YouTube journey. Thank you guys. I'll see you on the next one.